Oh, so I'm not the champion? Oh. Uh. Olé!
Survivor Series 2016 is over. And we're going to tell you why it was shit. Caden, what the fuck was that?
What?
Right. So we have got quite a lot to say actually in this podcast, or whatever it is, a review. We weren't very impressed with it last night, were we, boys?
Okay. I know I get mad about a lot of things. I get triggered a lot. Never have I ever been so triggered in my life after last night.
Steve?
Aside from the fact that I could barely watch it, no, I didn't enjoy it at all. Aside from the last two matches, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, it was a pretty terrible pay-per-view. And we kicked it off with the Survivor Series traditional women's tag match, 5-on-5. Team SmackDown came out second. Did they come out first or second?
Second.
Came out second. And as Nikki Bella's supposed to come to the ring as normal, do the stripper entrance as usual. Her music hits. There's nothing for a good 30 seconds. She doesn't come out. We pan to the back. We go backstage, and she's led on the floor doing some horrific acting, telling people that her fucking head has been knocked off, blah, blah, blah. It was clearly Natalia that did it, I'm guessing. And we was then told that Nikki Bella couldn't compete in the match, which is good. We not necessarily didn't want her in the match, we just didn't want her to be the team captain. We wanted the SmackDown Live Women's Champion to be the captain, that being Becky Lynch. So hometown girl Natalia jumps in for her, who was originally the coach of the team, which was good. She got a good pop with being from Canada, part of the Hart Foundation. Then we jumped into the match. You boys kick it away. I can't remember the first bits of the match, actually.
Because it was a shit match.
We didn't have any quick eliminations or anything like that, did we?
I wish we
No. Yeah.
It dragged on for a while longer than it should have, I'd say.
Just way too much botching. It was just botch after botch after botch. Nia Jax can fuck off.
See, I like Nia Jax in that.
She looked good. She looked good. But
you know why? Because she's Simone.
But one of my biggest takeaway from that entire match was that Bayley's just awful. I'm sorry, but she's not good. That's just me. I don't know about y'all, but
has she been exposed on the main roster?
I think so.
See, I don't think she's. It's hard to say. I think she is a good wrestler. I think she's got the career. I just don't think she can speak on a mic, and that's been a flaw. And I think that's why she's been sort of knocked down a peg or two. But after the match, Charlotte took Bayley out anyway, so I'm guessing that's where they're going. They're going with the Charlotte and Bayley feud, which we'll find out what happens tonight on Raw. But for me, I don't think Bayley's. It's a weird one. She has been knocked down a peg or two, though, definitely.
She's going to be knocked down the whole card soon if she's not careful.
Very valid point. So what else happened in this match? Apart from Nia Jax being an absolute beast and taking out everyone with double suplexes, clotheslines from here to there.
Looking like an apple.
Oh, God. I knew that was coming up at some point. I just didn't want to say it.
Sorry, but she just looks so awkward with the Raw shirt on. I'm like, what's even the point?
Jesus.
Come at me.
I'm not even going to comment on that. No. I'll just look like a dick. But Who was it? Sasha Banks went out early, didn't she? And we all thought that maybe she would be in the last couple, and she didn't end up being. So I think Sasha Banks needs to be knocked down a peg or two because her fangirls and fanboys are really pushing her into something that she's not. She's got wrestling ability, we know that. She's not the best wrestler at all.
What do you mean, man? She is a pro at suicide dives.
Them Hurricane Ranas, I think Will Ospreay's trying to teach her how to do them.
Greatest
time
of
she
all
does one.
time.
So we ended the match really.
It was nothing.
In-
It was really nothing special. The match as a whole, and because I know these matches, you know, these tag team traditional, whatever you want to call them, matches, are used to further feuds, but it only helped further Charlotte and Bayley. There was really no furthering the feuds on SmackDown.
I think that was what happened the majority of the night, though. I think they were furthering feuds on Raw in every single match. Like Cesaro and Sheamus ended up getting a tag match tonight on Raw against the New Day for the titles, and every match seemed to be about Raw. Even the last match, where you've got the Shield reunion, which was mainly Seth and Roman. Sorry. What else did we have? We had Braun Strowman just kicking the piss out of people. Roman looking strong as usual now. I am a fan of Roman. I love Roman, but at the moment it is really getting to me. He's becoming the next John Cena, and it is really showing in recent times, and it's not a good look for him.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that match.
But as I say, it's more SmackDown than it was. Sorry, it was more Raw last night than it was SmackDown, which is very unfair considering how well SmackDown have done with lesser talent and a smaller roster. They didn't get the recognition that they deserved.
During this match, Michael Cole mentioned that Raw get better ratings than SmackDown.
I noticed that as well. I was watching it back before, and it's not true at all. I think the majority of the universe are watching. I just called it the universe. Jesus Christ, kill me. The majority of the WWE fan base are watching SmackDown, and I think when we watched Takeover. We did a review on Takeover. We all enjoyed it from top to bottom. And when you look at how the main roster do things compared to NXT, you can see that Triple H's work is paying off better than Vince McMahon's. Because booking decisions last night just weren't going the way that they should have done. Now, I'm not a booker myself, but it's easy to see when things are going wrong.
Yeah.
And the majority of the pay-per-views this year, and probably leading into next year and the year after that, they're just not getting any greater. If anything, they're getting a lot worse. But yeah, on the pre-show, the fact that Kane beat Luke Harper, when Kane doesn't need to beat anybody, never mind a guy that is trying to get to the top of where he can be, which could be literally the top of the card. It's just fucking bollocks. It's beyond the joke now. So, give me...
The depression's kicking in.
give me a 5 out of 5. Sorry, and I don't know where I'm going with this. Give me a number out of 10 for the women's match.
4.
So we've got Steve with 4.
I'll just give it a 5 because why the hell not? It wasn't a 5, but I'll give it.
I'll give it a 2. I enjoyed it in parts. I think the booking decisions were terrible. No, I'll just give it a 2. After that, I think we moved on to... What did we move on to after that? Was it the Intercontinental match? Yeah. So after this, we moved on to The Miz with the Intercontinental Championship, and obviously Maurice by his side. He was facing Sami Zayn. Now, if Sami Zayn won, the title would move over to Raw. we're in Canada. We're in Toronto, Canada, which is where Zayn is from. Everybody would expect Zayn to win in that predicament, but as it goes, we got Bret Harted, we got fucking screwjobbed again in Canada. Talk to me about it.
Oh God, this don't know how to do anything like that.
Okay, all right. First of all, this should have been Sami Zayn's moment. This should have been his time, but whatever. And the thing that I know, this is the thing that keeps pissing me off. Like, I think we can all agree that we all love The Miz. We think he's doing some of the best work of his career. He's made the IC title relevant again. But when Maurice keeps getting involved match after match after match after match, it gets a little stale and a little old. Like, I know he's a heel and he uses heel tactics.
That's the thing, though, with heel tactics these days. They're all the same. It's always they have a manager. The manager gets involved. The same with Ric Flair and Charlotte, Lana and Rusev back in the day. It's just the same shit all the time. They just can't think of anything new. And you've got, like, on NXT where they put Paul Ellering in a shark cage so that he couldn't interfere in a match, albeit he did. But it's a good stipulation to keep the manager away from that. And I don't think the WWE main roster...
Stipulations.
Not even necessarily stipulations. I mean, I saw someone, I don't know if it was on the podcast yesterday, saying that all you had to do was keep Ellering in the back and say he was banned from ringside. And that would have worked.
Yeah,
I think that's the way...
The whole banned from ringside thing, sure, didn't Ellsworth, wasn't he banned from ringside there a couple of weeks ago? And he still came out and interfered in the match. So, I don't know. It's something they have to deal with, but sure, that's how it is. It's heel managers are going to do that.
I know, but I think they need a bit of creativity in the fucking pants or something. I don't know, but it's just the same old shit. Like the endings on Raw, every single week we get that typical DQ finish. Somebody will run out and help somebody else. Somebody will run in and fuck somebody up. Who knows? But it's the same every week. Just things need to change. I think they need to fucking put a light bulb on their head and switch it on. Fuck me. They need some ideas.
It's just the IC title match as a whole. Going back to it, like I think as much as we love The Miz and what he's done with the championship, I think we all would have loved to see Sami Zayn win that championship. Now, I don't know what they're planning with Sami Zayn, but I'm going to assume it's going to be nothing. But what really just got to me and really, really pissed me off was that you know the fans want him to win. You know the fans love him and they want him to finally get a push. And then you kind of give it to him and then you take it away due to some bullshit tactics we see week after week with The Miz. It really pissed me off.
It's true. I mean, even if you take away the result, was the match any decent?
I mean, I enjoyed the match up until the end.
I didn't even get to see it.
Oh yeah, the internet turned off for you, didn't it?
Duffy's internet is as enthusiastic as Vince's on SmackDown, so...
Oh, I mean, I've watched the match back. I watched Survivor Series again today just to freshen up my mind and get a second thought on it, ready for this review. But I don't think I enjoyed the match either. I think it was quite boring. It was more limb targeting Sami Zayn's knee and his legs, and not spectacular moves or anything that we know that Sami can pull out, because I don't think Sami was really in the match that much.
You see, that's kind of the other thing, like, because it was supposed to be Zayn versus Ziggler, and I know you two don't like Ziggler that much, But if it was Zayn versus Ziggler, that would have just been a hell of a match. At least I think, because that's
It would have probably been a better match because I mean Dolph Ziggler can wrestle. We might not like his character per se, but the man can wrestle. You got to give it to him on that.
yeah.
But I think the whole thing was this news clearly wasn't true, but we got news that Miz took the title off of Dolph so that it would be a heel versus a face, and Sammy would win in his hometown against the heel, giving Miz more heat, blah de blah. But maybe when you look at it in that way, Miz did get a lot more heat anyway. A Montreal screw job, whatever screw job. And he takes the belt back to SmackDown, which, in all honesty, that is a good thing because the SmackDown needs that belt more than Raw does.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel right not having Sammy win it, in Toronto especially. So after that match, we kind of moved on to, it was the tag team match after that, wasn't it?
Oh, so nice.
Which was a real clusterfuck. Not as much of a clusterfuck as we thought it would be, because there was good parts to this match, like the New Day getting eliminated straight away, Breezango getting eliminated in record time. You got rid of one.
That pissed me off
Why?
because I absolutely love Breezango, and there should have been an opportunity to make at least Tyler Breeze make him look really good.
This just solidifies where they're going with Tyler Breeze, though, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they don't see any.
Like that really got to me.
No, I
Like
think
you have a really good, talented young guy who's worked his ass off, and this is how you treat him.
it was interesting actually. Dolph Ziggler came out this week and he said that Tyler Breeze would wrestle rings around him, as in saying he's a better wrestler than him, but he's just not being given that opportunity.
Yeah.
And seeing as Dolph Ziggler likes to steal gimmicks and finishes, why doesn't Tyler Breeze steal it off Dolph once he goes? Maybe he'd make it work. Who knows? But then, how did they get eliminated? New Day.
The tag team match was just a complete spot fest anyway. It was literally the last, it was saying that the last, when I was left with the Usos and, who was it?
Cesaro.
Cesaro and Sheamus, that was brilliant. I actually highly enjoyed that. But
Yeah?
beforehand,
I actually did quite enjoy that. I think the Usos can put on a match.
yeah, they made the New Day look ridiculous.
Good. Good.
When you think about it, though, they made the New Day look ridiculous by kicking them out straight away. So they were eliminated. The Usos look hella strong. I've done it again. I forgot where I was going with this.
Oh my god.
Right, so, no, wait, I've got it. Sheamus and Cesaro then ended the match. They won it for Team Raw. Team Raw... Yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro then get a tag title match tonight on Raw. Meaning, well, not meaning anything really, but will they capture the titles tonight or will they be fobbed off again?
Man,
Because
I
they've
really
still not
hope
broke
they
the
do.
record. But will the WWE cut it short because the New Day are clearly losing momentum and funk, to put
You know,
it in a way?
I don't really think they are going to beat the record, and because when you look at it, last night alone, because take us back 5 months ago, they give one of the loudest reactions of the night, and go back to last night, no one gave a shit, and I think. Will they break the record? I don't want them to. I don't think they will, but they probably will, considering how far along they are already. But if the officials backstage are smart enough to see that no one gives a shit about them anymore, get the titles off them, because no one cares at this point.
Well, when we talk about officials being smart backstage, especially at Raw, no. No. I do think that the New Day will break the record, and Cesaro and Sheamus will be made to look like shit once again, like they can't coexist in the way that the WWE will sell it as. But anyways, I think tonight, I'm going to go out with a bold-ass prediction tonight. I'm going to say during that match, we're going to see the revival. I'm just going to fucking put it out there. Caden fucking agrees.
Yeah, I completely
I
agree.
don't-
I think they are debuting tonight.
Does Steve have a few words to say about that? Because he always seems to when it comes to the revival.
Say yeah.
I don't see him debuting tonight.
Say what?
I don't think so. Like, well, in saying that, it's going to have to be soon because aren't the two, oh, I can't think of their name, the two big lads who just won the Dusty Classic.
Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
Surely they're in line for a title shot now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They must be up there. Plus, we saw, as we said yesterday, that Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder have both said,
Say
I'm out on Twitter. So I'm guessing that means that they're leaving NXT.
They could be
I can honestly see him debuting tonight.
Go hard all day, all night. All my proud Southern people who be ready to fight, say yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Die.
I'm Scott Dawson, yeah. Right. So the tag match. The tag match ended with, as we just said, Cesaro and Sheamus winning it. Give me a rating for that match out of 10.
I'll give it a 7. All around, I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ending.
Steve.
I'm going to give it a 6, but just because of the ending. That was it.
Well, we've got a 7 and we've got a 6, so I'm going to be the bastard that goes in between and says 6.5. Because I did quite enjoy the ending, and I also enjoyed the start, especially with the New Day getting relegated so early. So, yeah. I made sure that was on your screen while you were doing that then. Right, so next up we had the Brian Kendrick versus Kalister.
Oh, his promo was so good.
Fuck this match. I hate it. I'm not talking about it.
His promo was
To
so
Steve's
good.
point, that Brian Kendrick's promo was excellent.
That was exquisite.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he kept the title just because of that promo.
That's one way of putting it. I'm glad he kept the title full stop because I don't think Kalisto is fucking. No, he's shit. I don't like him.
How valueless did they make the cruiserweight division look that?
The
Yeah,
fact that Baron Corbin's coming in and
the cruiserweight division looks like a joke right now.
you can tell though that it has been fucking heavily watered down. It's not what it was.
Nope.
That's what
The-
205 is for.
Yeah, I suppose. But when you look at the cruiserweight division on Raw and last night, it is not a cruiserweight division anymore. It's just a match on a
It's just
pay-per-view
a
for a
small
title.
two small guys going at it. That's it.
Yeah. So this match was again. I don't think it was booked right. I mean,
Vince is doing
fair
this
play
to
to.
avoid another Daniel Bryan moment. He doesn't want no vanilla midgets up into his main event.
He's relegated them. Fuck the cruiserweights. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't think it was booked right. I think. you've got
However,
go on.
I was gonna put this in. As bad as the match was, and the booking was just terrible, I like where they're heading with Baron Corbin.
I do. That's one thing I was going to mention. I think making Baron Corbin look as good as he is at the moment is a good thing. But I don't think Kalisto is the right person for him to do this against because you look at the size of
No.
Baron Corbin and you just know that when these two worlds collide, as we've seen before, that Baron is clearly going to win.
But
So-
how can you say that when Kalisto has beaten Ryback 2 times for the United States Championship?
Fuck the Ryback. He blocked us on Twitter, the fucking nonce. Bald-headed prick.
He did. Forgot.
I suppose I shouldn't have called him a retard, but shit happens, doesn't it? And he is
Look,
very
he-
fucking retarded.
He looks like one. I'm sorry.
He's taken way too many bumps to the head. So we ended the match. Baron Corbin comes
Sorry,
in,
Ryan.
fucks up Kalisto. essentially ending the match in DQ. Brian Kendrick wins, and the Cruiserweight division remains on Raw.
Sorry,
Now, we all
Brian
thought...
Kendrick looked perfectly fine to be in a tag team match.
What was that?
Yeah, that's true. He looked perfectly
fine to be in a
okay.
tag team match with his injury.
That kayfabe injury. Gotta love the meek mans.
Meek man.
Right. Give me a match. Rating out of 10.
Pass.
No, give me a match rating out of 10.
3.
See, that's all you have to do. You don't have to pass. If you think it's shit, give it a shit rating, dick. Steve.
Give it a 10 for Kendrick's promo.
All right.
Oh, I'll give Kendrick's promo a 10, but I'll give that match a 3. Oh, God. Right.
The Spanish, what did Kalisto hit?
Spanish Fly.
Spanish Fly. That was beautiful.
That was nice. That was beautiful. That was the only thing in the match that I really took notice of.
That was the only cruiserweight thing about that match.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we moved on then to the last match in the Survivor Series, traditional matchups, which is the men's match. Now, this one was obviously going to get the most hype. It's the men's match.
This was a
5.
fantastic match.
It was spectacular. It was fucking brilliant. How long did it last? Was it like an hour and 10 minutes? Something
53 minutes
Was
was
it 53 minutes?
the exact time.
Which is a good running time for a match of that caliber.
Yeah.
Um,
There was so
Which-
much going on. So much like storytelling, action, high paced, high risk.
But once
enjoyed
again,
it.
when you look at it, as you said before, most of the storyline progression will go to Raw on that match.
'Cause
Apart from, obviously, the fact that Bray Wyatt finally fucking got a pin in
On
a
Roman.
major matchup on a
On
fucking
Roman.
pay-per-view against
Roman.
fucking Roman. Hallelujah. Yeah.
This Randy and Bray thing is it's working.
It's
I'm
working out a
enjoying
lot better than people gave it credit for in the beginning.
I'm really enjoying Randy right now and Bray.
I've always enjoyed Randy. You cannot beat a bit of Randall Keith. Turn your phone off or I'll fucking chuck it out a window.
I'm going to turn my phone off and record the podcast, dickwad.
But you're
I
not
thought it was
saying
Caden.
anything.
It's fine with you, Steve.
Hey,
I was just
whoa. Hey,
we all fucking hate Caden. Fuck it.
what? Yeah.
Feed
I don't need to be here.
me, Caden.
I don't need to be here right now.
Feed me more shirts.
Yeah, let's get a bet on, lads. Let's get a 3-way one on. Samoa Joe is going to debut tonight.
Watch. Oh, I'm gonna kill someone.
Is Brock Lesnar on Raw tonight?
I hope so.
Ah, if he is, I can't wait to hear the
Because
reaction.
I think Goldberg is scheduled for Raw tonight. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking that.
I hope Brock Lesnar fights Michael Cole again.
Oh shit! I might have to watch Raw tonight. I wasn't planning on doing so, but
I'm watching
if
it.
Revival are coming, which I hope they are, and if Michael Cole is going to be in the fucking wake of Lesnar losing, Jesus Christ, I will be there. Right. So anyway, loudest pop of the night goes to Chris Jericho. Come on, greatest of all time, best in that ring, best on this microphone.
CM Punk.
No, I'm just going a Punk for Jericho. But it was an interesting matchup. Every person on each team was well picked, apart from Shane McMahon and Dean Ambrose. But we won't go into that.
Shane McMahon actually had quite a good performance in fairness.
Yeah.
Except
He
for his
did.
punches. I despise his punches. He needs to stop that. They look terrible.
And-
He did have.
Oh.
Go on, speak, Kenan. You sounded like you were going to speak.
Yeah, it was. I respect him for having the balls to take that spear.
It was a hell of a spear, that.
That
I'll
was
give it
something else.
And it knocked him out. It looked like he got knocked out anyway. For me,
He was hurt.
He was out
Legit.
fucking cold for a second then.
Yeah, it was.
But-
Respect to Shane for taking that.
Respect. I don't think he's ever going to wrestle again after that. Fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Not a fucking chance. But it was a well-contested match. We got quite a few dream matchups in there as well. We had AJ and Seth squaring off. Kevin and AJ. And I think that's all the dream matchups we're going to get.
Styles and Seth.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really it.
Tag Seth and the crowd were going, yes, yes. Shay just tags out.
It was brilliant. But 53-minute match, we had some good spots like a coast to coast outside the ring to the table, taking out Braun Strowman. Mr. Ellsworth being under the ring and stopping Braun.
It's called a leap of
It's
faith.
not a coast to coast, you dickwad.
Leap of faith.
Know your moves.
You're supposed to be the grapple head here.
I'm the king of knowledge on this shit. I am thy Smarky Mark.
Sure about
Should
that?
call that a coast to coast.
Right. Leap of faith then. Dick.
There you go.
But what other spots were there? We had James Ellsworth being thrown into a
Oh, that
fucking
made me
table.
so happy. I absolutely love Braun Strowman after that.
Do you not think Braun has come a hell of a long way from the
Braun
from
is
when we first saw him?
really impressive.
I love Braun Strowman lately. I think
Braun
he's
is
absolutely
really
brilliant.
good.
He has been on a hell of a fucking tear at the moment. He's come leaps and bounds, and I'm quite happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
afraid though, because if Vince finds out he gets too over, that's it. Just gonna push him onto the title scene. Oh god.
he's done. Finito.
Get him hated.
Yeah, I think they have to push on that, don't they? Really getting him hated. What other spots did we have? We had the fucking frog splash into an RKO, which was
Oh.
fucking perfect.
Oh.
Can you ever not
Oh.
like an RKO?
Oh.
Caden's got his cum face on.
I'm sorry, but it was just so beautiful.
What else do we have? Come on, tell me.
Shield,
The coast to coast
obviously.
into the
How can
spear.
you forget that?
The Shield. Yeah, how the fuck could I forget that? We had a Shield reunion, which,
Yeah.
if you follow us on Twitter, hey, nobody, no,
What the fuck just happened?
dicks.
What the hell just happened?
You just fucking leave me hanging all the time.
Yes,
I don't know what you did. What did you just do? What the fuck just happened? Is no one gonna answer me?
No, nobody is going to answer you. Fuck you.
Fine, I'll
You piece of
rewatch it. I don't
shit.
give a shit.
I'm just waiting for
God.
dry. Right. The Shield reunion. There was quite a few spots. It was a fucking incredible match. I got to give it a 10 out of 10 because I fucking can. And the major point for me was the fact that Bray Wyatt pinned Roman Reigns for the win, and the Wyatt family stood tall.
They're realizing. They're realizing.
They are slowly but fucking surely. And does that not warrant a title shot for Mr. Bray Wyatt after Dean Ambrose is lost at TLC because he's shit?
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, he deserves a title shot after Ambrose. I agree.
Yeah. Well, if Cesaro and
It's
Sheamus
gonna
get
be
one,
The under dead man.
under dead man. That's very true. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh.
Yeah.
So Bray Wyatt's not getting a title shot. That's out the window. Undertaker defeats all, as per fucking usual. So we ended the night. Raw won. Was it like 3-1 or 3-2? I'm not too sure. 3-1, something like that. But we didn't actually end the night because we went over to Thy Fantasy Warfare main event. Thy Brock Lesnar versus Thy Goldberg, who has not wrestled for 12 years, but he actually has 2 years ago. He's got a bit of ring rust. He plays Twister in the ring with Rusev. And he kind of fucked Brock up in 3 minutes. And that was that.
Hey, if anyone from the WWE happens to be watching this, and you want to know what
Which they're not.
Caden's thoughts on that match were, screw you guys! Fuck it.
Steve, have you got anything to add to this? Because you liked it.
Yeah, of course I liked it. It's why everyone's just complaining, moaning, and being picky. Oh,
What
people don't
do you
want to see
expect?
Brock. People don't want to see
Okay.
Brock win.
I get that. We don't want to see Brock. We don't want to see Brock win. I understand that. But look, I don't like Brock, but if he's going to lose to anybody in that amount of time, it shouldn't be Goldberg.
Who should it be? Tell me.
Yeah.
In my ear.
Samoa freaking Joe.
There we go.
Kevin Owens. Anyone. What?
Well, it should have been Samoa Joe. That's definitely.
Honestly, how are you? I'm sorry, but how are you going to have the man who conquered the Undertaker's streak, the man who obliterated John Cena and Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose? How are you going to let that guy?
I think that's why people were so
lose?
pissed off last night, because he brought the Undertaker's streak.
Like it's a total slap in the face to have him lose to this 49-year-old dude who hasn't wrestled in years, beat him in like 2 freaking minutes. The thing that pisses me off more is that I would have rather had someone else like Samoa Joe defeat Lesnar in that amount of time, because it would make it. Goldberg didn't need it. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, someone like that would be a megastar if they beat Lesnar in that amount of time. And it's a total slap in the face to have Lesnar, your so-called beast, your conqueror, to lose in that amount of time. You disrespected Cena, Orton, you disrespected The Undertaker. Like, I don't really understand.
No, you don't disrespect them. Like, Goldberg went undefeated for how long in WCW?
A long ass time.
70 matches. It tallied all the time, didn't it?
So, age aside, because if we're speaking in kayfabe, whatever, that doesn't matter about age. It matters about what they did in their career.
I think
look at
that
Undertaker, people look back in his past. They don't look to now. They look back in his past.
I think
in the
that's
past, Goldberg bet Brock Lesnar. The whole story around this was Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar before, and the story was around, can Brock Lesnar beat Goldberg and get his redemption? He obviously didn't.
I think that there was 2 sides of the story to this. Like, there's Goldberg was the original Brock Lesnar, and he's gone out and beat Brock Lesnar. Kind of saying he's still got it. He was undefeated for however long in WCW. Dave Meltzer came out today and said, "We don't know that this is definitely true," but Dave Meltzer said that it was a short match to kind of relive his WCW days. Brock Lesnar came out and said himself backstage before the match that he wanted Goldberg to go over him because these two are actually really good friends with each other. And Brock Lesnar sees money in this feud, which if you're Brock Lesnar and all you care about is fucking money, you're going to do it, aren't you?
But there is no feud. Goldberg is up 2-0.
Yeah, so it's
what?
Maybe they're going to carry it on. It's not going to be just one more match.
You know what's happening? Goldberg's crushed Brock Lesnar. Goldberg's more than likely going to have a solid performance in Royal Rumble. This builds him up to look very good. Brock Lesnar, Royal Rumble. What's left is WrestleMania. WrestleMania potential opponents for Goldberg, Roman Reigns. Make Goldberg look like an animal, feed him to Roman Reigns.
That was exactly my thinking last night. I was thinking, right, Brock Lesnar's lost, so they've given away Samoa Joe's chance to look like a beast, but they'll just feed Goldberg to Roman at WrestleMania.
It's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
they're booking him, they're building him up to look like this for a reason. They're not doing it for no reason. Simple as, because you look at that then, Goldberg crushed Lesnar. Roman couldn't beat Lesnar before, but he crushed Goldberg. I just fear if it is going to be Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, because then the result of this match means nothing. It pretty much means nothing anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The way that everyone's complaining, but if they're just building them up to feed into Roman, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
That will be the way it goes, let's be honest. But another one of mine was...
What else does Roman have to do at WrestleMania?
I mean, when you look at it, it could have either been Goldberg versus Rusev at WrestleMania, but when you look at that, obviously Goldberg's going to win. I don't think they see anything in Rusev. But if it was Goldberg versus Roman, Roman's going to win. Roman looks strong, pushes on in his career. They don't have to turn him heel, blah, blah, blah. It just works out for them to push Roman like this. And I think that's where it's going. It will definitely be Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But for now, we're looking to the Royal Rumble where they're having a rematch. For no apparent reason, because even if Brock wins, which 50-50 booking tells us he probably will, it's just 2-1. Goldberg is still winning. So it doesn't make any sense to have a rematch. With that being said, give us your rating.
Can you even rate a 1 minute 30-second match?
Well, you enjoyed it, so it was good. It was nostalgic. It was
Two
nice.
spears and a jackhammer. I can't really rate that.
Right, so no, do you know what? You have to rate it because I told Caden that he couldn't pass before. So give me a rating now, you little fuck.
Yeah, but that was
Pass.
10.
10. Right, Caden.
1.
I'm going to go in between because I can see it from both sides of the spectrum, so I'm going to go 5. I understand why Steve liked it. I understand why people didn't like it, so I'm just going to go over 5.
I'm just wondering, like, aside from the whole, this is the man who broke Undertaker's streak, people were asking for, they're sick of Brock Lesnar winning, they're sick of this, they're sick of Brock Lesnar looking like a beast. He gets made look like a child and people complain. I just don't get it.
I literally just told you why we're complaining.
But I said, aside from the likes of, he broke the streak, he makes Undertaker look weak.
Undertaker is weak. He's a fucking 50-year-old man that fucking gets concussions every time he wrestles, so he's weak. He's brought that on himself.
His character look weak. Makes John Cena's character look weak. Like, for example, people weren't complaining like this when Brock Lesnar crushed John Cena.
Because we don't like John Cena.
But no one likes Brock Lesnar at this stage.
I have to admit, I am tired of the matches, but I think Brock is capable of so much more. We've seen it in his previous days.
Like, why push yourself when you're getting paid $2 million a match and all you have to do is suplex someone?
Fair enough. He still sweats buckets, so he
sorry,
must be pushing himself in some way. But that kind of brings us to the end of the pay-per-view. Overall, what would we give it in a rating-wise?
Steve, you go first.
5. It was good and bad.
Yeah. I think I'm with him. I'll give it a 5.
We're going for a 555. There was some very good points and some very, very bad points. But that kind of brings us to the end of this show. Survivor Series review 2016 done. We'll be with you for TLC in a couple of weeks.
Wait. Hold on.
How long are we going to have to wait for this?
Okay, continue.
What do you mean, continue?
Continue. I got it.
Right,
I need my closing statement.
We'll leave all the links in the description below. Your usual Blogspot links, not even Blogspot, WordPress. We'll leave you links to the blog, links to previous YouTube videos, our Twitter. Follow us at grplgme, grplgme, and we'll see you for the next one. Boom.
Face the facts.